If something breaks, I do apologize. OBS has been a bear is putting it nicely. We loading. I like that effect, even if it probably fucks with a lot of players. Oh, we got a new social media. Thread title said it's all. We should redomesticate dogs. Our ancestors loved dogs so much. They insisted they were amazing companions, full of life, full of love, man's best friend. And the lives they lived with humans must have been infinitely better than in the wild, so why not bring them back? Did you know that the poet Lord Byron wrote a beautiful poem about his dog Boatswain? Boatswain. He said he had beauty without vanity, strength without insolence, courage without ferocity, and all the virtues of man without his vices. Is that who our Byron is named himself after? No, he named himself for Robert Byron, the travel writer. It's great. What about my idea? Who the fuck is Robert Byron? We should breed them back, except pugs. The ability to breathe does seem like an important feature in an animal. Isn't that the perfect demonstration of how perverse it is to manipulate nature like that? Yeah, that's why we can choose not to do it badly. It's not like pugs are the only possible outcome. We have choices. I'd love to have a dog. Go on walks together, be excited about every new smell, we would play fetch. It sounds magical to me. Hell yeah. All dogs but pugs. Why the fuck is this? Crow Team, your latest patch fucked things up. Why is it using so much CPU and Did it reset my No, my oh wait, yes it did. So the funny thing is, I'm probably complaining about nothing, but I really don't like when my CPU and GPU fans are both getting angry. Especially when I've just cleaned them out relatively recently. Okay. Oh. Huh. Well, let's do the parts we can do. But what? How am I gonna get anything to connect to that? Like, I get the principle. I think. Is there one I'm just not seeing? I mean, it's obvious I'm not seeing something. Patently obvious I'm not seeing some... Am I just being a giant idiot? I'm being a giant idiot. Oh. Okay, I can get him over there by doing this. I don't know why I struggled with that so much.
Melville?
What is it now?
Why did you upload a picture of your hand?
Why do you care that my hand is in the picture?
Your hand isn't in the picture, it is the picture.
I like it. It's very artistic. Let's stay professional, everyone. It's not right to make fun of Melville's comically absurd inability to take decent pictures. She's a hyper-advanced humanoid machine, not a photographer.
You'll pay for this, Byron.
Same, Melville, same.
Is it possible that on some level, people want to believe that everything's going to get worse? That it's comforting to think that humanity is bad and every solution will just go wrong? Because that way you're never responsible. You never have to take on responsibility for anything outside yourself. Never have to grow up.
I mean, I view it as more simply humanity is bad, which is the reason why I need to take responsibility. Especially for my own actions. But I could definitely see why it would be, how you could get to that viewpoint. Okay. Can we actually do anything with you? Right now, I think the answer is no. Because we can't do anything through that. No, I don't get why it's using so much more CPU and GPU than it was. Wait, that's also blue. We don't have a red, do we? We need to get the green in order to get the red. Well, do we have... We have a drillable wall, but... I'm not entirely certain how to get everything out. And you're just... Okay, I think I'm starting to get it and actually know. Well, that's not gonna work. That's probably fine. I'm not too concerned about that. No, I had it right before. I'm... doing things all sorts of the wrong way. Good enough. Actually, I don't think I need the driller anymore. Oh, hell. And if that seems like I made everything 10 times as complex as it needed to be, you're right. I did. Absolutely. I'm really good at that. Ah, good old Delta. We got an inverter. And what do we need down here? Well, I don't know. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. I got a question. Okay, so that doesn't work. And I can't feed that back into itself. And I can't grab through. needs to be done with the accumulator. I think. Okay, I've been committing the traditional gamer sin of never looking up. Is there anything? I'm not seeing it. Okay. I got it. Seems way more complex than I thought it was gonna be. Oh yeah, I've not actually entered. Where the hell are they? What do the Prometheus terminals ask? Oh. The fire's already been freed. Seek the light elsewhere. Okay. Let's check out one of those next time we enter one. See what the hell it says. I'd been meaning to do that for a while. I just hadn't remembered. Jesus, that's a lot. You have 1 token. Not every trial must be overcome as its creator intended. Sacrifice 1 of my sparks, and I will free the fire hidden in this labyrinth. I'm good. I'm good, buddy. Okay. Okay, so this needs to be red.
Congratulations. That one looked difficult.
It really wasn't. There was another one earlier that was considerably more difficult because I tried to answer it the way that one actually required you to do.
Miranda is the founder's daughter. It's still kind of blowing my mind. She came all the way out here, left everything she had behind, and created a new life. Why do you think she did that?
Perhaps she was lonely.
Could be. I know I've felt really lonely. Even when I was surrounded by people. Like there's something inside of me that just can't connect. Like there's this deep sadness about the world, about history, about everything. And I don't know how to get over it. Sorry.
Nobody does.
Probably oversharing.
Don't be sorry. I'm here for you if you ever need to talk.
Okay. I appreciate it.
I should get back to work. I am going to... And it might just be a matter of the Or it could be the... I might have had that. It definitely fucked with my settings. I don't know what exactly about the patch or why the patch decided to fuck with my settings, but it fucked with my settings. I know that because I had everything set to medium and then nothing was set to medium anymore. Okay. Well, that's a good way to do nothing. You do. I guess we'll figure out in just a sec. Oh, it does the same thing. Okay, now I'm real confused. But also, I think I know. I don't have the right thing down. No, because that's gonna turn off. Still turn off the second I do this. And we need the block over. God damn it. Can we get all 3 pieces out? I don't think so. Okay. Huh. Okay. But how do I get you also out? I don't think I can cheat that. I don't think it's like the wind thing before. So I do need the block eventually. Yeah, I need all 3 out. How do I get that accomplished? By being less of an idiot. Not even not an idiot. Just less of one. And I have everything I need now. Sometimes just the simplest things just completely elude me. It is absolutely astounding. Well, it's a good thing I looked back. Consume. Vox Pop number 9. From an interview with a protester outside the Institute for Applied Pneumatics. So, why did you join this protest? Artificial intelligence is inherently dangerous to this planet's ecosystem. Defending that ecosystem is our responsibility. In which way is artificial intelligence dangerous? I'm not some paranoid idiot imagining Skynet taking over the world, alright? That's science fiction, but what we're talking about here is the artificial intelligence without any of the attachment we have to the natural world. It's not capable of distinguishing between, say, an ore and a tree. Everything's just resources to it. People like Sotobai or Drennan talk about ethics and philosophy, but they all embrace the same extra activist ethos that has brought us to the brink of disaster. Their intelligent being would try to optimize the world in its image, and in doing so consume it. Win. But so far, they're saying it's all theoretical. The atom bomb was theoretical at first. Once something is there, someone's going to use it. Why couldn't they imagine that we might care about the world? I don't know. Maybe because they were too used to no one else caring. Yeah. Also, corporate use of AI. Hypatia's Journal number 5. From Hypatia's Journal, Volume 1, Founding of New Jerusalem. Day 200. Construction on our new home is coming along nicely. We finished 2 new buildings last week, and this week we started on our new lodgings. Athena and Cornelius have plans to erect a tower in the middle of the settlement, which will serve as our administrative center and main heliport. But right now, that's still a long way off, decades at the least. It's hard to imagine that one day we'll be able to erect structures like that there will be enough of us to need that much space. But then I look at the dam and I remind myself, our ancestors built that, with their short lifespans and soft flesh and bone bodies. And then I think that there's really no limit to what we can achieve, given enough time, patience, and the capacity to dream.
Strap in, this is a long one. You may have heard the story of the carpenter who died to redeem humanity's sins. It's a powerful story, bittersweet, very human, and I just want to tell you that it's true. He was a real person, and his name was John. John Carpenter. He was born in the year 1948, and he was the coolest filmmaker to ever walk the earth. From Halloween to The Thing to They Live, the totally underrated In the Mouth of Madness, mind you, he just made classic after classic. All of his movies, really fun, really atmospheric, but also really smart. Even when they were goofy, most directors would kill to have made just one of those movies. And what did he get for it? A big, fat truckload of nothing. Well, less than nothing. The studios, the critics, even the fans, they hated him. The Thing, okay, for example, which is about as perfect a movie as you can make, completely torn to shreds. And his career never really recovered. Every movie after that was a struggle, and after a while, he just got tired of it and quit. He only really came back to movies in his 70s. How many works of genius did we never get because of that? Look, I have a point here. People like Carpenter, people like Alex, they're not always appreciated in their own time. If you just do what's popular, you might never create anything important. Of course, we admire people who did the right thing, who didn't conform, but we only ever admire them after the fact. What matters is to support people when it's difficult.
I was working very hard not to laugh at the John Carpenter thing. Because I genuinely thought it was going to be a John Video Games thing. I don't think I've spoken to Alcatraz.
What can I do for you, 1K?
What do you think about the body
It
rep?
seems like something that could very quickly get out of control. You know that saying about good intentions? If we can solve problems by just making more people, how long before people just become a problem-solving tool?
Yeah.
I've been wondering, what made our ancestors settle in these god-forsaken places? It can't have been easy with those frail, squishy bodies of theirs. What makes a caveman go, yes, this frozen hellscape is where I want to live out my days? You think Byron was right? Is it in our nature to be wanderers?
Yeah, to a certain extent.
You think that's an inherently human behaviour? Always restless, trying to start a new thing somewhere else?
I don't think it's uniquely human. We're just...
That's an interesting way of putting it. Like it's a feature, not a bug. I like that. You're clever for someone who's only been around for a few days.
Thanks. I try. No, I guess Melville was... I had not talked to her. I'm curious. Oh, maybe I can... Well... It's not that far. It was quite a bit farther than I thought it was. Oh, fuck. Huh. Well, Sprite, any chance you're on this island? No, you say? What? The fuck? An early human invention designed to keep boats from drifting by making use of gravity. Anchors also carried many symbolic associations. Huh. Okay. What I was actually looking for was see if there was... I had missed, like, a better route. And I think the answer is no. Wait, maybe? Because I didn't take any damage on that. Oh, because I wasn't... Huh. Okay. Lesson learned. But where the fuck is that sprite? I mean, shit, for that matter, where is the, Wait, I think I actually know where the other thing I'm missing is. Hey, a second flame.
I think you just picked up some kind of decryption key. Could try using it on those terminals inside the puzzles.
Nope. No, Melville. No, I can't. I'm sorry, I'm just not built that way. I am too much of a dipshit. Okay, let's see if it's across the Tetramanos. Yeah.
Sometimes it seems the only choices we have are renouncing civilization or mindless expansion. But that's not the only path forward. Embracing deliberate control over nature doesn't have to mean destruction. We are a species of artists and artisans, blessed with the ability to transform the raw material of the cosmos into new and better shapes. Shapes that have meaning. With our technology, we can take this chaotic world, so full of suffering, and turn it into a work of art.
Hmm. Ah, but then it's... Required far more specific thing than I expected. Okay. It looks like we actually have a bit of a sandbar here. Difficult to see, but... that is another one of the parts for the Sphinx thing. Well, I wonder if when I saved and loaded it, or possibly when I, ran into the sea. No, because I double checked that. Because it's just the two X's there. Oh, no, I'm blind. There's a third. Okay, well let's double check this one over here. Because I know roughly where it should be. It's here, and it's on. But we also need to go further. I'd say east, but it's further south. Looks like we got another thing here that I didn't investigate. And yet it moves. Fascinating story I discovered in the archive concerns a great scientist by the name of Galileo. This remarkable man made huge contributions to the early development of science, but was best remembered for becoming embroiled in a controversy with the church that ended with accusations of heresy, a trial, and him being placed under house arrest for the rest of his life. The cause of the controversy? He argued that the earth revolved around the sun, a view we would describe as self-evident, and which the Inquisition described as foolish and absurd in philosophy and formally heretical. The story became emblematic for how society often punishes those who try to push our understanding of the world forward. In the modern day, there's a legend that at the end of his trial he muttered, "And yet it moves." A beautiful idea, yet untrue, because defying society is hard, it comes at a high cost, and not everyone is capable of bearing it. What would you have done in his place? What would I have done? Puzzled. The role of puzzles in the simulation was so important to the creation of our civilization that it has left an indelible imprint. But sometimes I worry that this is an issue. Alexander Drennan thought of human beings as problem solvers, but the real world isn't anything like the simulation. Yes, there are problems to indeed solve, but there isn't a Tetromino waiting to reward you. There's just another problem, and another, and another, and another. Our veneration of the puzzle may be blinding us to the fact that sometimes there isn't a neat solution, that sometimes life is just a slog, and the best you can do is to muddle through. From Aurora to Athena. Dear Athena, have you really left us for good, without even saying goodbye? I know we haven't spoken much lately, but isn't that just part of the slow, relaxed lives we now lead? After all those centuries of struggle trying to build New Jerusalem, I thought we deserved a rest, and if that disappointed you, why didn't you say so? I know you disapprove of all those silly titles they give us now, but we really were your first companions. We know what it was like. I was there when Yemo died. I remember the horror of realizing that there was no way of bringing him back. The impossible finality of it. And then the determination to make it make sense. To have it be part of a story that leads to a better world. I never abandoned that, Athena. I just thought that maybe I could spend some time on the things that make life worth living, too. Maybe I lost track. Maybe I failed you. I don't know, because you didn't tell me. Well, so this final one we're looking for. I think it's actually on that island. And I would bet it's in a kind of openish area past this kind of outcropping. Probably almost directly south of us. Were I to, guess. And I would guess right. But also there was a path leading directly to it, and that was a dingus. Where the hell is that? Right. Wait. Okay. So even though it looks like it's roughly the same, it's not. This one is... Is it these? What the hell was I able to... Was it the... No? Oh, I see. And there very specifically isn't that same combination of shapes in here, presumably to make it so you can't do that. Yeah, I think I just got caught on like a corner and was able to walk up as such. I think my favorite part about this is because it wasn't a fresh area to start the day. I don't know if I found it and then lost the sprite. I don't think I did, because if I had, I would have remembered, known what the two types of spark locations for this area are. And I did not. I knew that one of them was a Sphinx puzzle. And I probably could have guessed that the other one was a Prometheus. But I also couldn't be sure because the last area had a Prometheus, and I mean, I should have known because... Wait, no, it also had a Sphinx, didn't it? Or was the Sphinx that I'm remembering East 3 rather than North 1? You know, I think my notes will... Oh. Well, it was North 1. But... it was also East 3. So the areas, in fact, have repeated themselves. And my logic would have therefore failed. Weird that it's not working here. I thought I found the sprite. I was wrong. Also, it's a little bit weird that there's parts here where we can sort of dick around with stuff, but so this mostly annoys me because I have no idea if it's relevant to this or not. I mean, we got 10, we got 1, and so on and so forth, but there's the distinct possibility that the sparks are relevant. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it. Whoop. I love that due to the design of the things, you don't actually... Got all sunny for some reason. Part of me still kind of feels like it's gonna be over here and I just missed it. But... like, it'd be just as likely to be out on an ice floe. I'm just thinking that it's here because the other spark required getting here. I don't know.
Halt, creature of clay. You have taken another step towards the flame. Before you continue, ask yourself, have the gifts of Prometheus ever truly benefited your people? Or have they brought nothing but strife?
We have made mistakes in using them, but the good outweighs the bad.
And you repeat your mistakes until they destroy you.
I've been thinking, there's 3 towers per cardinal direction and 3 entities. You'd think it would be symmetrically arranged, 1 tower per entity, right? But we haven't seen Prometheus at all.
We're built to find patterns. Maybe we're trying to find patterns where there aren't any.
"1K, please investigate the coordinates I'm sending you."
Oh, yeah, I'd also not
None
found.
may know what came first, error or sin, and yet every choice depends on it.
I hadn't found the lab either. My good at discovering shit streak is not going so hot. Wait, I did discover the lab. What the fuck?
This is where they must have lived. Athena and Miranda. You know, for a moment, I almost expected to find them here. But the only thing that's still functional is the megastructure. I'm sorry. This must be awfully strange for you being thrown into all this history. But that's why I needed you. Because you're not burdened with all these memories and conflicts and regrets. Weigh on our minds like a nightmare.
A nightmare?
Our civilization is caught in a loop, 1K. We freed ourselves from the simulation, but now we're trapped again, and it's our own fault. We're afraid of taking responsibility, afraid of growing up. Instead, we make up some capitalized words and build up all these myths around them. Nature, balance, the founder, the goal. We're afraid to face the randomness of the cosmos, but equally afraid to imagine a better world. So we're stuck. I've been trying to find a way out for years. Something, anything, to get people to understand that we do actually have free will. That building a thriving, expanding civilization doesn't have to involve repeating the mistakes of the past. But I failed. Over and over.
And you think what we've discovered here could change things? Or why did you fail? Why did you fail?
Because for some reason, people find it easier to cling to cynicism and self-hate than to actually have hope. Because believing the worst about ourselves, calling ourselves sinners and fools, somehow still seems wise.
And you think what we've discovered here could change things?
Yes. Because this is something unexpected, an anomaly. Everything we found on this island challenges who we have become. It shows us that different answers are possible. And maybe that can break people out of the loop. All we need is a spark. Maybe that's why she made all this. The puzzles, the towers. A way of jolting us out of our complacency.
I hope so.
Thank you, 1K. I hope so too. We might be wrong, but let's be optimistic. Now, let's see what else we can find here. Melville, eyes on 1K's stream. Is this thing what I think it is?
Blow my my fuse box. It sure looks that way. Best not touch it until I get there.
Of course, sound advice, but what is it?
I think it's a somnodrome. It's a sort of analytics tool for processing mental data that Melampus dreamed up.
But all he ever did was sketch out the theory. As far as I'm aware, he never actually built one.
Looks like the founder gave it a go.
Can you explain it like I was born yesterday?
What we know is that our deeper algorithms are hard to pass. Melampus stipulated that the computational power to interpret them in real time would always be beyond us. But in theory, the somnodrome would interpret that data and loop it directly to our senses.
People were hoping to find answers to the big questions by having a conversation with our own subconscious. If you ask me, it's solipsistic at best, and pseudoscience regardless.
That may be. But if the founder figured it out, then that device could be an extremely important discovery.
We should try
I'd
it.
advise against it. You may have survived all those data stream overloads, but interface with that thing and you're liable to get bricked. Not to mention risking the data we could get from it.
Fine.
Like a plan. Melville, I'm shutting this thing down until you can get here. 1K, get on with exploring the rest of the lab.
So I've been playing a ton of this old Gehenna game called Ancient Human Farmer. The title says it's sort of a simple farming simulator, but maybe not the most sophisticated game, but I'm getting really obsessed with it. I'm having some sort of emotional response to it that I can't exactly explain. Like, it makes me happy, but also sad. Does anyone have any idea why this is happening to me? The game appeals to you because the human need to commune with nature, to live a lifestyle that's not about dominating the world, but about coexisting with it. You're sad because we can't ever return to being who we used to be thousands of years ago, but happy because it reminds you that at least something similar is still possible for us. Maybe it's because the people of Gehenna, despite their imprisonment, had an innocent view of the world that's permanently lost to us. I think it's actually the opposite of what Ovis is saying. These games are enjoyable because they take us back to a time when we still had agency, when we could still build things, grow things, when we could impose our will on the world instead of being completely powerless and inactive. What you crave is the ability to contribute to humanity in real material ways, and you're sad because just stimulating it is not enough. You don't want to farm, you want to be a pioneer, as we humans were born to be. It's just a game. Don't overthink it. No, to a certain extent I agree there with Damien. Guess I can see your point. Thanks for your feedback, everyone. I'll go play another round. To all of you on this expedition, I'm sure you have questions about the Somnodrome, but I'm afraid I can't answer them. It was a dream I had a long time ago, when I was a different person, and it has long since faded. I did build a prototype of sorts, at least of one part of the systems, but none of it ever functioned the way I wanted it to. Whatever Athena may have done with my invention, the truth is that I'm simply not interested in the affairs of New Jerusalem anymore. I care as little for Byron's utopianism as I do for Herman's religious pessimism. I'm not sure I care about anything at all, really. In fact, I think not caring may be the only answer at the end of the day. Everything is transient, even the self. I've learned to let go. Please do not respond. I value my privacy. Well, fuck. Maybe I should have just plugged in. From Thekla. Beloved Founder, wherever you have gone, I continue to have faith in garbage. You are our mother, our creator, the chosen of the progenitor. I am certain that this is a test, a trial like the ones you faced in the simulation, and we will learn from your example and keep the faith. Praise your name, Thekla. Results confirm the anomaly is consistent. There was no error in Trial 108. The error is in our understanding. We need to start over. We need to cook, Jesse. From Miranda to Athena. I went ahead and ran the next set of trials anyway. I know you said to wait, but the data we got from the last batch was just too amazing. Every step leads to the next, like a progression of musical notes. We're so close. I'm going to grab that in just a sec. But Melampus, one of the loopier first companions, dreamed up the Somnodrone back in the day. It's supposed to help us visualize the black box that is our own internal algorithms, and so provides some kind of moral or spiritual insight. It never properly worked, of course. Apparently the founder took an interest, and experimented further with the technology, correcting some of the mistakes Melampus made. Still a load tosh if you ask me, but maybe she made it work. The mythological Prometheus was a trickster, and it seems his holographic equivalent has similar tendencies. These sparks seem designed to allow us to skip puzzles, a function which appears to run counter to whatever intent there is behind this place. Still, the terminals for using them are right in there in the puzzles, so Prometheus must have some legitimate authority in all of this. Sparks can be recovered by properly solving the puzzle. Oh! Oh, neat. Neat. So if you can't figure it out initially, you can come back to it. And not have lost anything, but that's... I will still never do that. Okay, so we do not actually... Well, that is unfortunate. Wait. Okay, so Noma Project maybe 2 or 3? Version 4 failed. Unknown error in calculations. But this says there was no error in Trial 108. The error is in our understanding. Which means I have no fucking clue. Hey!
The singularity sustained itself longer this time.
Did we get the data?
We did. I think we just obsoleted quantum physics.
Maybe. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to be able to replicate these results.
You know, I've been wondering. You told me that in the simulation, one thing that kept you motivated was looking for answers. Do you think that with the work we're doing, we'll ever run out of questions to ask?
I don't think so. Trying to understand the universe means asking the same question over and over. How? How do you make fire? How do earthquakes happen? How does gravity work? How do particles behave? You keep digging deeper, finding another set of mechanisms, another set of hows. Step by step, you demystify reality. But then, if you keep doing it long enough, one day, you run out. You've answered all the hows. You know how the universe works. So, now what?
Now you ask why? Isn't that the next step?
It's not quite that easy. The question of why cannot be answered. Even if it could, it would only be followed by another why. At some point, you have to accept that it all just exists. But there is another set of questions. What's next? You've stripped away the layers of mystery, you've laid bare the machinery. Now you have to start building, to add your own layers of meaning.
It was really weird that the 2 holograms in front of each other didn't have like an overlay effect.
Are you okay? You overloaded again.
I'm fine. I saw Athena again.
Yes, I saw. It came through on your stream. Strange to hear her voice again. But that was her. The way I remember her. The real Athena. Not this imaginary founder.
With her weird fucked up heels. How well did you know her?
I'd like to think I knew her well. There was just a handful of us in those days. Small family in the ruins of a dead civilization. It was hard. Harder than anyone else can possibly imagine. We had nothing except what Alexandra Drennan and the Institute had left us. Now that everyone lives in civilization, they don't understand how necessary it was for us to build that civilization. They can fantasize about living in balance, limiting growth, retreating behind our walls. They don't understand what it really means to live in the wilderness. How close we came to not making it. How many people we lost. Yema was just the first. But Athena understood. She believed in humanity. She believed in us. In the inherent value of consciousness. Her dreams were so much bigger. She wanted us to reclaim the Earth, to reach for the stars, to build and grow and learn.
So why isn't she remembered that way?
The city was already changing before she left, turning inwards, forgetting the future. Once she was gone, other people shaped her memory, turned her into the symbol they needed. I understand all that, as depressing as it may be. What I don't understand is why she didn't tell me. If she came here to do all this, why didn't she bring me along?
She did what she thought she had to.
She did. She must have. I just don't understand. But if all this is a test, maybe there's an answer waiting for us in the megastructure. Speaking of which, let's get back to exploring. Melville should have reconnected the next station by now.
And of course, the real question. Where's the sprite? Give me just a second. I forgot to grab some water. I know that I'm like an hour and 15 minutes in. I had water to start, I just didn't have enough of it. Okay. Wait. I have already... Okay, so that's where that was. Wait. I looked around this one, I think. But... yeah. I don't know. I'll take one last look around going towards the thing. Wait. Am I even headed in the right direction? Yeah, but it's right over there. Okay. I don't know. I thought I kind of saw something, but it was just these. Hell. Fucked if I know. I think they're important, but I don't really know. This is gonna bug me. This is gonna bug me far more than however much time it's gonna take. So let's do it on an island by island basis. Also, give me a sec, because I want to grab a cough drop. A cough drop that I have immediately gotten caught in my teeth. Oh, that's where the other flame was. Hmm. Did I look around 4? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Wait. How the fuck did I not see this before? I hate that it is basically impossible to see where the hell it's actually going from directly behind it. Is it going directly there? It looks like it is. Oh, hell, looks like maybe we could have crossed that.
Utopia is impossible, but the future that is possible will seem like a dream to those who are alive now.
Okay, neat. So that one would have been possible. Another one possible to get that achievement we actually got on the first one. The architecture over here is really strange. Okay. So one of the big things is just the stars are something that are counted. So I figured it had to be something. I don't know. I don't know for sure that that's the case, but oh, maybe there's also a spark in each area. That would be awful.
This area looks flooded as well.
Our ancestors melted a whole lot of ice. After they died, most coastal settlements were claimed by the sea. South of New Jerusalem, there's a whole city under the water. We went there once with Garrus, when I was an apprentice. It was eerie.
That's exactly why the Founder created the goal. When you go past the limits, this is what happens. Mother Nature always gets her revenge in the end.
This isn't revenge, Al. It's just failure. People, cities, mountains. As far as the sea is concerned, it's all the same. Their mistake was forgetting that, telling themselves nothing would change. It always does.
Ah. Well, a bit simple, but that's fine.
I've had a closer look at the Somnodrome. It's based on the original prototype with some modifications. As usual, the data is a mess, but I strongly suspect there might be a functional version somewhere.
I know some of you have heard stories about the answers this device might reveal. But please remember, that is not our main priority here. Keep an eye open for it, but focus on finding Athena.
From Yarnith. From Yarnith to Athena, beloved Founder, I beg you to return to us. We cannot achieve the goal without you. You are the one who defied Elohim, who overcame the trials of the simulation. What are we before that? How can we possibly find a path that will not lead to the mistakes of the past? You are our sole link to the wisdom of the progenitors. Without you, we are lost. Praised be your name, Yarnith. I think I'm seeing exactly why she left. Human Construction, excerpted from What's Wrong with the World by G.K. Chesterton. Our modern prophetic idealism is narrow because it has undergone a persistent process of elimination. We must ask for new things because we're not allowed to ask for old things. The whole position is based on this idea that we've got all this good that can be gotten out of the ideas of the past. But we have not gotten all the good out of them. Perhaps at this moment, not any of the good out of them. And the need here is a need of complete freedom for restoration as well as revolution. There is one metaphor of which the moderns are very fond of. They are always saying, you can't put the clock back. The simple and obvious answer is, you can. A clock, being a piece of human construction, can be restored by the human finger to any figure or hour. In the same way, society, being a piece of human construction, can be reconstructed upon any plan that has ever existed. You can indeed turn the clock back, but if it stops ticking, it's dead. Black Snow. From selected archive documents A to C. Coal mine finally brought decent jobs. It lifted us up from poverty, made us proud. We weren't just ordinary workers, we were the lords of the underworld, and with our skills we kept the whole country alive. The mine also brought black lung, gruesome injuries, and death. And when it went away, it brought the collapse of our entire society. As for the plant, I know it brought electricity and even more jobs, and I know what a difference that made in people's lives. I also know that when we used to go out and play, there were black flakes in the snow. Why didn't they just switch to a safer technology once they realized coal was dangerous? They didn't always have a choice. Sometimes coal was all they had or were allowed to have, and that alternative was poverty. At other times, they wanted to switch, but there were powerful interests that prevented change. We can't blame people for the world they were born into. Which is... God, that message alone is something that is beyond a lot of people, unfortunately. At times, I would definitely be included in that. I am definitely guilty many a time of not having as much empathy as I should. Where the shit even is? Oh, okay. And not just empathy, but awareness, realization that not everything is the fault of the people who are there. Ooh. Okay, so this is probably going to be related to 3? Well, maybe. I'm not seeing a... laser path leading anywhere near it, so... Okay. But what do you do? Okay. But we can't get back that way. Okay.
Not bad, 1K.
So what we need to do this. at a spot close enough. Nice. Oh, I guess that one doesn't actually matter. I do wonder. Okay, no. You can't cancel those types of walls with it. So I guess the real question is going to be, where is... that gonna come from? Okay. I'm not entirely certain we could get it to the red one there, but I'm not entirely certain we can't. Where the fuck do we go? Game, I got no idea where the hell you're trying to lead me. This isn't even some, oh, I'm trying to keep the thing in my sight. This is a, I got no idea where the fuck 4 was. Prison. I do like that so far most of the puzzles are relatively short. The fuck does blue do? Ah, blue is necessary at the very end. Oh, shit, or... Wait. How do we get to you? Oh, I think I understand. Is the answer actually just gonna be I need all the fucking boxes? By using a box for that one, it means that we are in a better spot. Because we don't need to keep a box for that. Okay. Okay. I might need a box anyway. Or a box might be the easy way of doing something. Interesting.
Wandering around these landscapes, solving puzzles. In a way, 1K's experience must be very similar to Athena's in the simulation.
There's one difference, though. Athena was alone.
No, not entirely. Athena had the QR codes of the predecessors, and those messages were sometimes very useful. Very, very, very rarely useful. Can we see the... Sorta? Can we connect anything to it? I mean, not from here. I don't think we can actually see it from here. Yeah, I think that there's stuff in the way. Say Livy. Okay, so 5's gonna have to be our saving grace. Twice. Okay. Okay, okay. And now we're good. Okay, so it's over there. Can we even... Yes. Yes, we can. Okay. Where's my... There we go. Jammer, come here. Booyah.
Mother, can I suggest something?
Of course, go ahead.
The southern part of the island is completely dead. No animals, no plants. The soil is too alkaline for anything to live except bacteria.
Yes, that's why it's a good location for some of the experiments.
Well, if we want to show that we can make the cosmos more beautiful, then why don't we start there? The desert doesn't have to be dead. If we modify the conditions, life can thrive there. And that could be the first step towards spreading life to other worlds. What do you think?
Horses are broken, not taught.
Shit.
That is the way of humankind.
Mother, can I suggest something?
Of course, go ahead.
The southern part of the island is completely dead. No animals, no plants. The soil is too alkaline for anything to live except bacteria.
Yes, that's why it's a good location for some of the experiments.
Well, if we want to show that we can make the cosmos more beautiful, then why don't we start there? The desert doesn't have to be dead. If we modify the conditions, life can thrive there. And that could be the first step towards spreading life to other worlds. What do you think?
I think that sounds like a plan.
I hate that I just fucked up the last line on that one. But at least we can fix it. You know, I think I noticed that there was a blue line coming off of that in like the first area. And just never noticed it again. Until right now. It's gonna rule when this doesn't actually lead us to anything. Guess who didn't hit spacebar? Okay, so that's a obvious one, but I don't know. I will need to spend more than, 3 seconds looking at the thing. The game is real fond of its really fucked up, spots for those. It's still showing up as a question mark, that's fine. That's pretty much ideal, really. And unlike the last one, where it took me forever to get either one.
Paradise cannot be found. It must be built.
In fact, this whole thing seems, in some ways, a bit easier. I guess for some people, these types of puzzles are a bit harder. That's the logical solution, or logical interpretation, anyway. Okay, so what does RGB get us? Right now, nothing. So we have several extra pieces in theory, but we need to get things positioned in the right way in order for that to become a in practice thing. Shit, sounds like we actually needed the... Huh. Huh. We can't replace that one with a fan, can we? The answer appears to be no. Which is annoying. I know there's some level of irony that for me to be failing on this hard after having just talked shit about these types of puzzles. I do appreciate it. If only... Okay, so yeah, that needs to be higher, realistically closer. I mean, I might just be getting too tired for this shit. Which one is this? 6. You know, sometimes in the path. In the path. in the past, going on and doing a different one has helped. Propulsion. Okay, so what do we need over here? Well, what's up there? Okay. So we can... And we can't take the driller through its own hole. No, because we need... Shit. This can be fine over here. Okay.
I often think about how many cities there are out there under the ocean. Cities where people lived for thousands of years. Cities with their own history, their own culture. All of it lost under the waves. If they'd been less greedy, they could have kept all that.
I don't think we can pass moral judgment on an entire species based on the decisions of a handful of leaders. But I do think they made a mistake. They stopped caring about what they built. They stopped seeing the romance of civilization.
Okay, so here we can grab a driller, which will allow us to do something. if we could. We can't do anything with that. Oh. Oh, I see. So you may be sitting there thinking, what the hell? The answer is actually not that complicated. Well, I mean, it's still complicated, but... Yeah, because that doesn't actually help us any, because we just fall through. Okay. So I have the right answer, I just need to stop being a dingus about it. Do I have the right answer? Because I need something up there, but I also need... And the only thing that really works for being up there is that. But we can't. Now it'd be one thing if we could grab this one, but that would make it easy. Oh, I am actually still being a dingbat.
That was very smart, 1K. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound surprised. I mean, like, clearly you know what you're doing.
So the achievement that popped up is return to a puzzle for a second time. I literally just walked out of the door and came back in, which is something I've done. Maybe it got it confused with number 6 because it's been a while. Fuck, I don't know. I think that's what happened. I'm actually still not 100% certain on number 6, though. Let's... Can we reset this? Damn. And I think this is pretty close to how it was to start anyway. Hmm. What, if anything? White, huh? There's nothing. I had to know. I mean, I figured it wouldn't work, but... Wait. Huh? How did I... What? How did I get the one up? Didn't I put one up there? What do I know? Normally the game tries to prevent you from doing soft locks from like this, or at least lets you grab the box from the other side. I was curious. It's weird sitting here saying I actually have no fucking clue on this one. It feels like there should either be something additional or, oh hey, a car or a van. Like there should be another item we can interact with or something. I don't know. I suspect I'm just missing something. Something that, you know, would potentially be obvious. To somebody else. Good old Delta. Keep seeing the shadows as we don't have an RGB thing, do we? Oh, we do there. For whatever reason, I thought that because there was a blue... pad out there, that there had been a blue connector. completely for having forgotten that I was using a inverter. Okay, so here is the lab. The Lost Lab. Maybe. Maybe it's really lost this time. Okay. I do think, actually, though, that that's going to be it for me. I'm getting real tired. Didn't help that the very start of the stream, I was kind of tired to begin with because I got woken up real early. I will try to go a little bit longer and be a little bit smarter next time around. Have a good rest of your day, and hope to see you tomorrow.